Love is not just an emotion, it is a long journey filled with challenges, learning, and growth. But do we truly understand love, or are we merely drifting through the ups and downs of emotions? Love can be the most wonderful thing in life, but it can also become the greatest pain if you put your trust in the wrong person. Some men may seem attractive and charming at first, but once you step into a relationship, you realize they are not suitable for you, or worse, they can deeply hurt you. So how can you identify the types of men who are not worth giving your heart to too quickly? Let's explore this together to protect yourself and only give your love to someone truly deserving. Welcome to the channel, Sophia's Knowledge, and my name is Sophia. This is where we explore real-life stories, profound lessons, and valuable experiences about love. Today, in this video, Sophia will share with you 8 types of men you should never give your heart to too quickly, a fresh perspective to help you build and maintain a lasting love. If you have ever wondered about questions in love, don't skip this video. For the best experience, find a quiet place, put on your headphones, and fully listen to what I am about to share. Relax, and let everything flow. Let's discover the secrets that will help you live more fully in every relationship. Let's get started. Number 1. The emotionally unclear man. A heart thief or an emotional wanderer? In love, what causes the most suffering is not necessarily betrayal but ambiguity. Nameless relationships, words without commitment, actions full of hidden meanings but never enough to be official. These are signs of a man who is emotionally unclear. Have you ever met someone who always texts you with concern, always appears when you need them, but never truly commits to anything? Someone who makes you feel warm but also leaves you drowning in doubt. If you have ever been in such a relationship, you probably understand the feeling of being stuck between love and indifference, between hope and despair. Who are they? Men who are emotionally unclear can come in different forms. They might be the guy who texts you every night but never makes your relationship public. They might say they like you but are not ready to take things further. They could also be someone who makes you feel like you are an important part of their life, but when you try to define the relationship, they avoid it or make excuses. The common trait among them is that they always leave a big question mark in your mind. They give you just enough attention to keep you from leaving but not enough love to make you feel secure in moving forward. Why are they like this? There are many reasons why a man may be emotionally unclear. They like having multiple options. Some men always want to keep you around as a backup plan. They don't want to lose you, but they also don't want to commit. They fear the responsibility of a serious relationship. To them, love is something beautiful but also troublesome. They enjoy the freedom and the feeling of having someone around but don't want to take responsibility for anything. They don't love you enough. The truth can sometimes be harsh. If someone truly loves you, they won't make you question your place in their heart. They just got out of a past relationship. Some people haven't completely moved on from their ex but also don't want to be alone, so they turn to you to fill the void. They have a natural instinct to conquer but not to commit. Some men enjoy the thrill of the chase and making someone fall for them, but when things get serious, they back away. Signs that you're in love with an emotionally unclear man. If you are unsure whether you're in a relationship with this type of man, consider these signs. He says he likes you but doesn't want to define the relationship. He cares for you when he's free but disappears when you need him. He can be sweet over text but rarely makes real time for you. You always feel like you're waiting for something from him. He never introduces you to his friends or family. When you talk about the future, he avoids the topic or says, "Let's just go with the flow." The consequences of an unclear relationship. The scariest thing about loving an emotionally unclear person is being trapped in a cycle of hope and disappointment. You don't know whether to stay or leave, and you don't know where you're headed. Over time, you may lose confidence, start doubting yourself, and even change who you are just to try to keep him. Worse, if you don't recognize the issue early on, you could waste precious time on someone who never intended to stay with you long term. What should you do? If you are in a relationship with an emotionally unclear man, the most important thing is to figure out what you truly want. If you want a serious relationship, don't be afraid to ask questions and demand clarity. Ultimately, if he truly loves you, he won't leave you waiting or uncertain. But if he continues to be ambiguous, be strong enough to walk away. Love is not a guessing game, and you deserve someone who truly values and cherishes you. Don't waste your time on someone who is not ready to love you the way you deserve. Number 2. The man who talks a lot but doesn't act. The promise makers who never follow through. Words hold great power in love. A timely loving word can warm the heart, and a promise can make someone place their full trust in you. But the sad truth is that not everyone turns their words into actions. Some men always paint beautiful visions, always promise a sweet future, but in the end, they never do anything to make it happen. Have you ever met this type of person? Someone who always says he will change but remains the same, promises to take care of you but leaves you alone, talks about a shared future but never takes any real steps toward it? If you have ever loved someone like this, you have likely experienced disappointment, heartbreak, and even lost faith in love. Who are they? Men who talk a lot but don't act often have one thing in common: they are persuasive, they know how to make others feel secure, but they never truly follow through. They could be a man who promises to change but never actually does. Someone who paints a perfect future but has no real plan to achieve it. A person who constantly says he will care for you more, spend more time with you, but never really does. Someone who vows to give up bad habits but keeps repeating the same mistakes. They may make you feel special, make you believe that things will get better, but after a while, you realize that everything was just empty words. Why are they like this? There are many reasons why a man becomes the type who talks a lot but doesn't act. They want to make you happy in the moment. When facing the person they love, they say nice things just to reassure you, but they don't actually think about following through. They lack determination and discipline. Some men have good intentions but don't have the motivation or ability to turn words into action. They want to keep you but aren't truly ready. They don't want to lose you, but they also don't want to change or put effort into the relationship. They are emotionally manipulative. Some men use words to control you, making you continue to wait and hope for something that will never happen. They don't think actions matter. To them, as long as you believe their words, they don't need to do anything more. Signs to recognize. If you're unsure whether you're in love with this type of man, consider these signs. He makes many promises but never follows through. Every time you bring up past promises, he makes excuses or changes the subject. He talks about long-term plans but has no concrete steps to achieve them. You always feel like you're waiting for something from him. He easily says, "I'm sorry, I'll change," but then everything stays the same. A man who truly loves you will not leave you guessing or waiting forever for something that will never happen. The consequences of loving a man like this. Being in a relationship with someone who only talks but never acts will drain you emotionally and mentally. You will keep hoping, only to be disappointed, waiting for something that never comes. Over time, you may lose faith in love, become skeptical, and even lose yourself as you keep trying to believe in someone who isn't worth it. Even worse, you may find yourself stuck in a cycle of promises and disappointment, wasting your time, emotions, and opportunities to find someone who truly values you. What should you do? If you realize that you are in love with this type of man, the most important thing is to look at actions instead of just listening to words. Don't let promises blind you. Words mean nothing without action. If he promises to change, wait and see if he actually does. Set boundaries for yourself. You can give him a chance, but if after multiple times there's still no change, ask yourself if it's worth waiting. Don't be afraid to walk away if necessary. A man who does not show love through actions is not the right one for you. Don't waste your time on someone who only talks but never acts. Ultimately, remember that real love is not just in words, it must be proven through actions. A man who truly loves you will not leave you doubting or waiting too long. If he really wants to be with you, he will act, not just talk. Everyone has different perspectives, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Leave a comment below, and let's discuss it together. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to join me in the next videos. Let's continue together. Number 3. The man who always puts himself first. When you are just a side part of his life. In love, care and sharing are the most important things for a relationship to grow sustainably. But if you are in love with a man who always puts himself first, your feelings, needs, and desires will be disregarded, even ignored. He sees himself as the center of the world, while you are just a small part of his life. Whether you are there or not doesn't really matter to him. Who is he? A man who always puts himself first is someone who prioritizes his own interests and desires without caring about others' feelings. He could be someone who always considers himself the most important in every situation. You may be tired, sad, or in need of help, but to him, that is not as important as his work, hobbies, or personal life. Someone who never compromises. In any disagreement, he always wants things to go his way and never makes concessions. Someone who only comes to you when he needs something, when he is lonely, needs a listener, or faces difficulties, you are the first person he turns to. But when you need him, he always has an excuse to be absent. Someone who never acknowledges or appreciates what you do for him, no matter how much you sacrifice, he takes it for granted. Signs to recognize. If you are unsure whether you are in love with a man who always puts himself first, consider these signs. He always talks about himself. In conversations, the topic always revolves around him. He rarely asks how you truly feel. He is unwilling to change for you, no matter how much you suggest or express your feelings. He continues to do things his way without considering your thoughts. He doesn't spend time with you unless there is a benefit for him. If you need him, he may claim to be busy, but when he wants to go out or have fun, he expects you to be available immediately. He never admits his mistakes. In conflicts, he always finds ways to blame you or external circumstances instead of acknowledging his faults. He doesn't care about your feelings. If you're sad, he may offer a few superficial words of comfort, but he doesn't genuinely listen or try to make you feel better. Why are they like this? There are several reasons why a man always puts himself first. He is used to being spoiled. If he has always been the center of his family's attention, constantly served and pampered, he will continue to expect the same in relationships. He fears commitment. Some selfish men believe that caring too much about others will take away their freedom. He doesn't love you enough. When a man truly loves someone, he wants to make them happy. But if he only loves himself, he will only care about his own benefits. He is only in the relationship for personal gain. Some people enter relationships not to build something meaningful but simply to satisfy their own needs. The consequences of loving a man like this. When you love a man who always puts himself first, you will always feel lonely within the relationship. You will struggle to be heard and cared for, but in the end, you will only receive indifference and disappointment. Over time, you may lose confidence. When you are constantly treated as less important, you may start to doubt your own worth. Feel emotionally exhausted. You keep trying to please him but never receive the same effort in return. Waste time. You may spend years trying to change someone who will never change. What should you do? If you realize you are in a relationship with a man who always puts himself first, think carefully about what you truly want. Face the truth. Don't make excuses for his behavior. A man who truly loves you will never make you feel like just a secondary part of his life. Set boundaries. Don't let him take advantage of your kindness. If he only comes to you when he needs something, learn to say no. Don't sacrifice too much. A healthy relationship requires balance. If you are the only one putting in effort, maybe it's time to walk away. Find someone who truly values you. You deserve a man who listens, cares, and appreciates you. Ultimately, loving a man who always puts himself first is like being in a one-sided relationship. You will always be second place, constantly giving but never receiving the love and respect you deserve. Instead of trying to change someone who doesn't know how to love, invest your time and emotions in someone who truly cherishes you. Love should not be a one-way service, it should be about mutual sharing and understanding. If you're still watching this video, don't hesitate to comment continue. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section, I'd love to hear your opinions. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so Sophia has more motivation to create meaningful content. Let's continue together. Number 4. The man who is not ready for a serious relationship. When you are just a temporary stop. There is a type of man who can easily make women lose their way in love, the one who is not ready for a serious relationship. He may be kind, attractive, and show just enough interest in you to make you feel special, but not enough to take things further. He may like you, but he doesn't want commitment. And most importantly, no matter how hard you try, you cannot change that. Have you ever loved someone who always says he is not ready for love but still keeps you around? If the answer is yes, you probably understand the exhaustion of loving someone whose heart doesn't truly belong to you. Who are they? Men who are not ready for a serious relationship come in many forms. The one who just got out of a past relationship, he hasn't completely moved on from his ex but doesn't want to be alone, so he turns to you to fill the void. The one who loves his freedom, he doesn't want to be tied down by any relationship because he enjoys his independent life. The one who fears responsibility, being in a relationship with him is easy, but when you ask for something more serious, he finds ways to avoid it. The one who enjoys the chase but doesn't want commitment, in the beginning, he is enthusiastic, flirts with you, and does everything to win your heart. But once you start developing real feelings, he begins to pull away. The common trait among these men is that they don't want to lose you, but they also don't want to commit to you. They enjoy having you around but have no intention of walking with you to the end. Signs to recognize. If you're unsure whether the man you love falls into this category, consider these signs. He makes it clear from the beginning that he's not ready for a serious relationship. This is the most obvious sign, but many women still hope they can change him. He avoids conversations about the future. If you bring up long-term plans, he dodges the topic or says, "Let's just go with the flow." He doesn't prioritize you. When a man truly loves, he will make time and effort for you. But if he only comes to you when it's convenient for him, it's a clear sign that you're not his priority. Your relationship lacks stability. One day, he's sweet and affectionate, the next day, he's distant. He keeps you in an uncertain, undefined state. He doesn't introduce you to his friends or family. If a man is serious about you, he will want you to be a part of his life. If not, he will keep you in the shadows. Why are they like this? There are many reasons why a man is not ready for a serious relationship. He hasn't found the right person to commit to. Sometimes, he may like you, but not enough to make him want to settle down. He is enjoying the single life. Some men simply don't want commitment because they are happy with their freedom. He is afraid of getting hurt. If he has been betrayed or deeply hurt in the past, he may hesitate to open his heart again. He wants to keep his options open. Some men enjoy having multiple choices in love and don't want to be tied down to just one person. The consequences of loving a man like this. Loving a man who is not ready for a serious relationship can make you feel trapped in a cycle of hope and disappointment. You keep waiting for the day he will change, but the longer you wait, the more heartbroken you become. Over time, you may lose confidence. You start wondering if you are good enough or if you're not important enough for him to commit. Waste time. You invest too much time in someone who has no intention of going far with you. Feel lonely in your own relationship. You have someone by your side, but you never feel truly loved and valued. What should you do? If you realize that you are in love with a man who is not ready for a serious relationship, you need to ask yourself the most important question: are you willing to wait? Believe what he shows you, not what you hope for. If he says he's not ready, trust that instead of trying to change him. Don't waste your time, you deserve a clear and committed relationship. If he can't give you that, have the courage to walk away. Love yourself more. Remember that real love is not about waiting for someone to change, but about finding someone who is ready to love you from the start. Don't accept a gray area relationship. If he can't give you a clear status in his life, step away before you get hurt even more. Ultimately, a man who is not ready for a serious relationship may make you believe he just needs more time, but the truth is, if a man truly wants to be with you, he won't make you wait. Instead of trying to hold on to someone who is unsure about you, find a man who is ready to love you the way you deserve. Because love is not about waiting in vain, it's about two hearts that genuinely want to be together. Number 5. The controlling and overly jealous man. When love becomes chains. Jealousy is a natural part of love, but when it crosses the line and turns into control, the relationship slowly becomes a suffocating prison. If you have ever loved a man who wants to control your every action, decision, and unjustifiably becomes jealous without reason, you probably understand the feeling of being strangled in your own relationship. Love is not about possession, it is about trust. When a man constantly doubts you, imposes rigid rules on you, and tries to control your life, it is no longer love, it is toxic control. Who are they? Men who are controlling and overly jealous often exhibit the following characteristics: constantly doubting you without reason. He repeatedly asks where you are, what you are doing, and with whom, always wanting to check if you are telling the truth. Controlling your clothing and interactions. He may demand that you not wear outfits he deems too revealing or forbid you from talking to certain people he dislikes. Getting angry when you spend time with others. If you go out with friends or family, he makes you feel guilty or sulks, forcing you to choose between him and others. Wanting to make all the decisions in the relationship, he does not let you have the freedom to choose, whether it is about work, hobbies, or how you live. Checking your phone, messages, and social media. He may ask for your passwords, read your messages, or ask leading questions implying you are hiding something. These actions may be disguised as love, but in reality, they are signs of an unhealthy relationship. Signs to recognize. If you are unsure whether you are in love with a controlling and overly jealous man, consider these signs. He always wants to know where you are and what you are doing at all times. If you do not reply to his messages immediately, he gets angry or interrogates you. He tries to cut you off from your friends and family. At first, he may say he does not like certain people around you. But gradually, he will want you to distance yourself from everyone, so that you only have him. He makes you feel guilty for doing things he dislikes, even when you have done nothing wrong. He makes you feel guilty for not caring enough about him. He exhibits violent or threatening behavior. If he has ever thrown things, punched walls in anger, or used threatening language, it is a serious warning sign. You feel a loss of freedom and constant stress in the relationship. You feel afraid to do anything because you worry he will not approve. Why are they like this? There are many reasons why a man becomes overly jealous and controlling: lack of self-confidence and fear of abandonment. He may feel inadequate and fear that you will leave him for someone else. Past betrayals in relationships. If he has been hurt in the past, he may carry that fear into the present relationship. Desire for absolute control. Some men feel secure only when they can control everything, including their partner. Growing up in a toxic family environment. If he witnessed unhealthy relationships as a child, he may unknowingly repeat those patterns. But regardless of the reason, control is never a sign of true love. The consequences of loving a man like this. If you continue in a relationship with a controlling and overly jealous man, you will slowly lose yourself. You become fearful and lose your freedom. You constantly have to think twice before doing anything, fearing his reaction. You lose relationships with those around you. Friends and family distance themselves because you no longer have time for them. You become mentally exhausted, constantly explaining, justifying, and enduring his suspicions drains your energy and spirit. You lose your sense of self-worth. Being constantly doubted and controlled may lead you to believe you are truly at fault, even when you are not. If you recognize these signs, stop and ask yourself, is this really the love you want? What should you do? Do not justify his behavior. If he is overly jealous and controlling, it is not because of love, but because he does not trust you. Set clear boundaries, let him know your limits and that you will not accept being controlled. Do not let him isolate you. Maintain relationships with friends and family so that you have support when needed. Reevaluate the relationship. If he does not change or shows signs of violence, have the courage to leave before things get worse. Seek help if necessary. If you feel trapped in a toxic relationship, reach out to loved ones or a professional for support. Ultimately, love is not about control, it is about respect and trust. A man who truly loves you will not make you feel trapped or deprived of your freedom. If you are in love with someone who is overly jealous and controlling, remember that you deserve a love that brings happiness, not one that binds you in anxiety and fear. Be brave enough to walk away from a toxic relationship, because there are still men out there willing to love you the way you truly deserve. Number 6. The irresponsible and immature man. When you have to carry the whole relationship. One of the types of men you should never give your heart to too quickly is the irresponsible and immature man. Being with someone like this means you will always feel like you have to carry everything, from the smallest life decisions to the most important matters in the relationship. Love requires sharing and companionship, but if you love a man who refuses to take responsibility, you will soon realize that you feel more like a caretaker than a partner. He may make many promises, but when it comes time to act, he avoids, blames others, or simply does nothing. Who are they? Irresponsible and immature men may come in different forms, but they often share the following traits. They do not take responsibility for their words and actions. They may make many promises, but when it is time to follow through, they find excuses to avoid them. They lack stability in life, unstable jobs, weak financial standing, and no concrete plans for the future. They easily blame others. If something goes wrong, they will find a way to blame circumstances or others instead of reflecting on themselves. They lack independent decision-making. They cannot make decisions on their own and always need someone else to do it for them or simply wait for help. They are not serious about relationships. They may date, but they do not want to take responsibility for love and always avoid discussions about the future. These men can be fun, humorous, and bring sweet moments at first. But when you need real support, you will realize they are never there when you need them. Signs to recognize. If you are unsure whether the man you love falls into this category, pay attention to these signs. He has no clear direction, he lives without goals, without plans, and does not care about building a future. He is financially irresponsible. He may spend money recklessly on unnecessary things but never thinks about saving or investing in the future. He avoids responsibility. When problems arise, instead of facing and solving them, he chooses to evade or leave it to you. He does not keep his promises. He frequently breaks promises, from small matters to important commitments in the relationship. He is not serious about commitments, whether in work, family, or love. He lacks long-term commitment and does not put in real effort for anything. Why are they like this? There are many reasons why a man becomes irresponsible and immature. Being spoiled from a young age. If he grew up in an environment where everything was taken care of for him, he might never have learned to take responsibility for his own life. Lack of motivation and goals. Some people do not feel motivated to grow or set goals for themselves, leading to a careless lifestyle. Fear of commitment and responsibility. They want to enjoy life their way without being tied down by any responsibilities. Emotional immaturity. They do not know how to control their emotions, solve problems maturely, and often choose to escape instead. Regardless of the reason, such a man cannot provide you with a stable and happy relationship. The consequences of loving a man like this. Loving an irresponsible and immature man can leave you emotionally and mentally exhausted. You have to do everything alone, from life decisions to maintaining the relationship. You carry all the weight. You constantly feel disappointed, because he frequently breaks promises and does not keep his word. You cannot rely on him when needed. When you face difficulties, he finds ways to escape instead of being by your side. You start to lose your self-worth. You may begin to question whether you are asking for too much, when in reality, you are simply expecting a normal and healthy relationship. What should you do? See the reality. Do not deceive yourself into thinking he will change if he himself does not want to change. Do not try to save him. You are not his mother, and you cannot change a person unless they acknowledge their own problems. Set boundaries. Clearly define what you expect in a relationship, and if he cannot meet the basics, do not continue sacrificing yourself. Look for a more deserving man. A healthy relationship requires effort from both sides, not just one person carrying it all. You deserve to be loved and appreciated the right way. Ultimately, an irresponsible and immature man may bring fleeting fun, but in the long run, he will only make you tired and frustrated. Remember, love should not be a burden you carry alone. A mature man will know how to take responsibility for his life and the person he loves. Instead of trying to change someone who does not want to change, find a man mature enough to build a solid future with you. You deserve a man who not only loves you but also takes responsibility for that love. Number 7. The Womanizer and Unfaithful Man. When you are just one of his options. One of the most heartbreaking things in love is placing your trust in someone who does not cherish it. Loving a man who is too flirtatious and unfaithful is like playing a risky game. You may win momentarily, but sooner or later, you will lose. These men are often charming, knowing exactly how to create romantic moments that make you fall for them. But the problem is, they are not just good at doing that with you, they do it with many others as well. Who are they? A womanizer and unfaithful man may come in many forms, but they typically share the following traits. They enjoy the chase more than the commitment. They love the thrill of pursuing someone new, but once they have won them over, they quickly lose interest and seek the next challenge. They have too many ambiguous relationships. You are not the only one they are close to. They may have special friends, still close exes, or undefined relationships. They easily attract others with their charm. They know exactly what to say and do to make you feel special, but in reality, it is all just part of their strategy. They never admit fault when caught. If you suspect or discover something, they will deny it, make excuses, or even blame you for being too paranoid. They always have an excuse to delay commitment. When you bring up the future or long-term commitment, they will say they are not ready, focusing on their career, or any other reason to keep you around without having to commit. Signs to recognize. Not everyone realizes they are dating an unfaithful man from the start, as they are often skilled at hiding their true nature. However, if he shows these signs, be cautious. He frequently texts or calls multiple women but does not want you to know. His phone always has hidden messages, or he overreacts when you accidentally touch it. He does not make your relationship public. If he keeps your relationship a secret and avoids introducing you to his friends or posting about you on social media, he may not want to lose his other options. He has suspicious late-night outings. He often disappears unexpectedly or gives vague reasons for being busy without clear explanations. He uses sweet words to cover up his shady actions. When you feel something is off, instead of giving a reasonable answer, he soothes you with affectionate words. He has a long history of short-lived relationships. If he has had many relationships but none lasted long, it could be a sign that he is incapable of real commitment. Why are they like this? There are many reasons why a man becomes overly flirtatious and unfaithful. They love the thrill of conquest. They enjoy the feeling of being pursued and admired but do not want to settle down with anyone. They fear commitment and responsibility. They want love but do not want to be tied down by the responsibilities of a serious relationship. They lack emotional maturity. They do not know how to appreciate genuine affection and constantly chase new excitement without considering the consequences. They are overly confident in their attractiveness. They believe that even if they lose one person, they can easily find another to replace them. The consequences of loving a man like this. Loving an unfaithful man does not just bring heartbreak, it can also affect your self-esteem and how you perceive love. You constantly live in anxiety and doubt. Every message and every unknown call makes you feel uneasy. You lose faith in love. After experiencing betrayal, trusting someone else may become much harder. You feel like you are not good enough. Seeing him always keeping his options open may make you question if you did something wrong. You waste time on someone unworthy. Instead of finding a man who truly loves you, you spend too much time waiting for someone who will never truly be yours. What should you do? Face reality. Do not deceive yourself into believing he will change unless there is solid proof that he has. Do not accept being just one of his options. If he is unfaithful, let him go and find someone who truly values you. Do not try to change someone who does not want to change. If he does not take love seriously, nothing you do will make him faithful. Prioritize your self-worth. You deserve someone who has only you in his heart, not someone constantly looking for new excitement elsewhere. Leave when necessary. Sometimes, the best choice is not to hold on but to walk away and find real love for yourself. Ultimately, a man who is too flirtatious and unfaithful may bring you temporary joy, but in the long run, he will only cause pain and disappointment. Remember, love is not a competition where you have to fight to keep someone. A man who truly loves you will not make you feel doubtful or insecure. He will always make you feel safe and cherished. Give your heart to someone who truly deserves it, someone who sees only you in his eyes, his heart, and his future. Number 8. A man with bad habits or a negative lifestyle. When love becomes a burden. A healthy relationship not only brings love but also helps both partners grow and improve each day. However, if you love a man with bad habits or a negative lifestyle, you will soon realize that instead of moving forward, you are being pulled backward. Bad habits not only affect them but also impact your life, your mental state, and your future. A man who lives negatively can gradually make you lose joy, optimism, and even your faith in love. Who are they? A man with bad habits or a negative lifestyle can appear in many different forms, but they usually share common characteristics such as lazy and lacking motivation. They have no clear goals in life, no ambition to strive for, and always find ways to avoid responsibilities. Frequently negative and pessimistic, they always view life through a dark lens, constantly complaining and whining instead of finding solutions. Engaging in harmful habits, they may be addicted to alcohol, smoking, gambling, or even more dangerous habits that directly affect their health and life. Unable to control their emotions, they may be short-tempered, irritable, easily angered for no reason, or fall into a state of despair and surrender when facing difficulties. Surrounding themselves with people who have a negative influence, they may associate with unhealthy groups, live irresponsibly, and always drag themselves into unnecessary troubles. Signs to identify them. You can recognize a man with a negative lifestyle or bad habits through the following signs. He has no plans for the future. If you ask about his goals or direction, he just laughs it off or says, "We'll see what happens." He constantly complains but never takes action, always whining about work, life, family, society, but never actively making changes. He turns to unhealthy habits for relief: drinking, smoking, gambling, excessive gaming. Instead of facing and solving problems, he spends money recklessly on unnecessary things, no savings, uncontrolled spending, yet unwilling to make an effort to earn more. He makes you feel suffocated. Being around him makes you feel exhausted and drained instead of happy and energized. Why are they like that? There are many reasons why a man falls into a negative lifestyle. Influence from their environment. If he grew up in a family with bad habits or was surrounded by negative people, he may have been affected without realizing it. No motivation to change. If someone is used to living that way, they won't have a reason to change unless they truly want to. Past emotional wounds. Some people fall into a negative lifestyle after experiencing emotional trauma, causing them to lose faith in life and themselves. Unwillingness to take responsibility. They always blame circumstances, society, or others instead of reflecting on themselves. Regardless of the reason, a man like this is unlikely to provide you with a healthy and happy relationship. Consequences of loving someone like this. Loving a man with a negative lifestyle doesn't just affect your emotions, it impacts your life and future. You will be pulled into the negativity. Over time, you may also be influenced by his thoughts and way of life, losing the optimism you once had. You will have to shoulder everything. If he is not responsible for himself, you will have to worry, take care of him, and even deal with the consequences of his bad habits. You will be exhausted by unnecessary troubles. If he is involved in unhealthy habits like gambling or drinking, you will constantly face financial, emotional, and even safety issues. You may lose your own value. When you love someone without ambition, you may also forget about your own goals, dreams, and self-worth. What should you do? See the reality. Don't fool yourself into thinking you can change him if he hasn't shown any sign of wanting to change. Don't sacrifice yourself to save someone else. Love is not about carrying the weight of someone else's life. You can support them, but you cannot change them if they don't want to. Set clear boundaries. If he refuses to change, ask yourself if you are willing to accept a life affected by his bad habits. Find someone with a more positive lifestyle. You deserve a partner who is responsible, knows how to take care of himself, and values you. Don't be afraid to walk away. If you feel like this relationship is dragging you down, don't hesitate to leave and find yourself again. In the end, a man with bad habits or a negative lifestyle doesn't just affect himself, he pulls others into a cycle of exhaustion and hopelessness. Remember, love is not about unconditional sacrifice. You cannot change someone if they do not want to change. Instead, find a man who lives positively, takes responsibility, and moves forward, because that is the person who can truly build a happy future with you. You deserve a love that brings you joy, peace, and motivation to grow, not a love that drains your energy and leaves you exhausted. Conclusion. Love is one of the most beautiful things in life, but only when you choose the right person to love. A healthy relationship not only brings happiness but also helps both partners grow and develop. On the other hand, if you give your heart to the wrong person, what you receive in return may be pain, exhaustion, and doubt about love itself. The 8 types of men you should not give your heart to too quickly all share one common trait: they cannot provide you with lasting peace and happiness. Whether it's a man who is unclear about his feelings, someone who only talks but doesn't act, or someone irresponsible and unfaithful, being with them will always leave you anxious, uncertain, and lost. Remember, you deserve a love that is complete, a love where you are respected, cherished, and feel safe. Don't rush into a relationship just because of loneliness or sweet words in the moment. Take your time to get to know someone, listen to your emotions, and truly see if they are the right person for you. True love is not about chasing after someone or trying to change a person who doesn't want to change. Real love is when you find someone who makes you feel at ease, allows you to be yourself, and walks with you toward a better future. So, today's video has come to an end. Thank you for watching until the very end. I hope you found valuable lessons and that these insights help you on your journey in love. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel to receive more interesting content in the future. I truly appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in the next videos. Wishing you a life full of love and happiness.